All right, everybody. Hello and welcome. You are here for how to build AI skills for your career. My name is Albert. I'm the founder of Albert's List, and we are a company focused on helping you build AI skills, side hustle skills, and job search skills so that you can be indispensable in your career. About a little bit about me, besides being the founder of Albert's List, I'm also a product marketer. And Albert's List here is also a community that I founded that has 50,600 Facebook members. And members have found work at companies like Google, Cisco, GoPro, and Twitter. If you'd like to connect with me on LinkedIn, that is available here below. A little bit about Albert's List. As we said, this is our Facebook group. Many of you can join, and many of you, I think, have joined. So if you're looking for a job, if you're looking to network, if you're looking to discuss career-related topics, that is all here. So feel free to join us. Let me know that you found us here and get to know our members. A little bit of what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be talking about an overview of AI and what it is. I'm going to hopefully do my best layman's explanation of it. We're then going to talk about the latest advances, or rather, how AI is impacting work. And then we're going to go into a little bit of some calls to action that you can take, both free and paid with Albert's List. And then we're going to have some fun and do a demo of Replit and ChatGPT as you can do it as it relates to your career. Those are two tools that maybe all of you have heard of to some degree, but I also want to work with it and show you some interesting things that you can do that will make it a lot more powerful for you. So just to give you a quick overview of AI, the way that I look at AI is that it's been something that's been around for a really, really, really long time. Um, Up until really the last couple of years, we've been looking at AI as something that's usually been embedded in deeper technologies, in the internet, in machinery, and so forth. And a lot of these technologies work off of inputs and patterns. And so using those inputs and patterns with machine learning techniques and neural networks and expert systems, AI learns patterns, it can learn how to make predictions, and then ultimately perform tasks. And so this can be anything from something that's triggered within a website to triggering the ordering of equipment based on a manufacturing device to all points in between. And so, AI in some form, as many people who have been in the technology industry much longer than I have, 30, 40 years, will say that it's been here and it has already really been embedded in the backside. But what's new is over the last couple of years is really the difference between generative AI and general AI. Right. So the vision of general AI that we've seen has already existed in areas like robotic systems and sensors and data systems and so forth. And the main subset of that I think is interesting to a lot of us today who are consumers of AI tend to be those in generative AI. Generative AI is technology that I describe as things like automated content creation, AI generated art, synthetic data generation, and automated content moderation. And so this is all interesting stuff because this takes from existing assets that exist on the internet. And so this has been a source of controversy, obviously, because you have a lot of companies that are using models on the internet of people who have published works or adapted upon creative works that are now questioning whether AI or whether generative AI respects copyright. Traditional AI, as many of you already do know, are things like detection, predictive analytics, and personalized recommendations. These are things like when you go onto Amazon and you decide that you want to buy something or search for something. Amazon might recommend you things that they may think you may also like. Fraud detection is another one. If you use your credit card and you realize that you you might have been scammed because it wasn't you who used it, then it may end up being that their systems can detect this type of fraud and cancel any credit cards before any further damage happens. And so For the cases of our webinar today and for the cases of our demos, we're going to be talking about generative AI and then how that is impactful for your career and how you can use it to build skills that can make you indispensable and at the very least make you a lot more interesting, especially since AI is taking over a lot of the things that we're doing at work. And so, meanwhile, while we're talking about AI, the next thing that is coming out on the way that you might have heard over the last few months is agentic AI. Essentially, what's going on is we are using or creating agents who can work on your behalf, or you can control to get things done. So you can say that if you wanted to deploy an agent onto the web and have them help you find a job or have them network on your behalf, agents are now here to do that. And it goes a little bit beyond the chatbots that we have seen in the past because today's modern AI and generative AI is also very much in a sense inference based. So it also looks to what exists on the web and then takes advantage of that as a part of giving answers to people. So over the next 6 months to a year, expect agentic AI to really emerge out of the technical semblances of the generative AI world and really become more mainstream, if in your opinion it already hasn't been. And so we're going to be going places with agentic AI here. Because we are a job search organization, the topic that is of most interest to me is how AI is impacting work. We've heard about so many different topics. There are headlines every single day about it. I just read a headline before I got on this webinar about how degree requirements for jobs are now in decline because AI can do a lot of that work, supposedly. And right, supposedly, I think is the thing that's also important to consider here because uh, AI is so much in its infancy. You'll hear from a lot of people that AI is barely in the first inning of its existence. And, when I think about that, it's somewhat true because we've barely scratched the surface. But we're also seeing some limitations on what it can do, and we're also seeing some debate about the type of resources that AI is taking up, such as water and energy. By the way, for those of you who are in the webinar chat, feel free to chat amongst yourselves, share where you're dialing in from. Tell me what it is that you're using AI for in today's day and age, and if you're worried whether AI will take your job or not. I'm really curious to know. So, the job landscape, and we're coming up to the halfway point of this year, but this is a data point that is something that I've shared in previous months here, and that we share monthly on this webinar, and is that the impact of the job landscape is going to be significant by AI. The World Economic Forum predicts that 97 million jobs will be created, while 85 million jobs will be eliminated. And so I try to look for the patterns when it comes to what matters here, when it comes to these types of jobs. And really, the types of jobs that look like will be created tend to be in the technology space. They're going to be specialists and strategists who can specifically manage all the various AI tools that are responsible for everything from administrative assistance work to marketing work to IT work and beyond. And then, of course, on top of that are going to be the data analysts and the data scientists and the AI and machine learning specialists who are responsible for training and creating these AIs in the first place. And not only are they going to be responsible for creating the infrastructure-based technology at the bottom, they are also going to be responsible for the ethical issues that AI brings. Since, if humans are biased, AI can bring in bias as well. And so that's going to be an interesting piece. In terms of decreasing job demand, I think what we're going to end up seeing in the AI and job landscape is jobs that can be repeatable and jobs get to be hooked up to various systems. So data entry clerks are that's something that are definitely going away, especially if you can connect the creation of data to structured systems that can then parse the data and add them into a database. Administrative and executive secretaries can now be probably eliminated and replaced with executive assistants who do very strategic type of work that requires a lot more vision. And the list goes on and on. And so if you're anybody who happens to be in that bottom 10 of the 85 million who may have their job impacted, then it is time to consider what you may need to do to reskill and upskill. The usage of AI is also interesting. I constantly look for polls to see what people are using AI for. And depending on where you look, there are business uses and there are non-business uses. I think one of the things that I've noticed over the last couple of years is that a lot of people have taken from using AI for business and business related purposes to using AI for personal reasons. There was a LinkedIn survey earlier this year that showed that a lot of people that the writing with AI had gone from number one in 2023 to like number seven, and it had been replaced with people who are using AI as their therapist. And so that's a really interesting use case. I think it highlights the potential loneliness of many people in the United States of America. And more so, I think it also highlights just where we're going as a country. But for those who are also using AI in business, it's a little bit of everything from idea generation to creating internal communications, processes, improving production processes. And that right code number at 31% has definitely gone up. I think companies that are large, like Facebook and Salesforce, are no longer hiring as many software engineers because they realize that their code can be written by an AI, and those AI systems can work out pretty well for folks. Other top ways that owners are using artificial intelligence, and I think if you're in any part of this list, it's important to also consider that you might be in danger too, is, companies are using a lot of AI in these areas for frontline defense, such as customer service for non-customized, non-customized uses. If you have a really complicated customer need, then that's one thing. But if you're just looking to get in and get out, that might be something can be created by AI, that can be replaced by AI. Another one is content production, right? And so this is everything from writing to creating websites. And so a lot of content is now being written by AI for better or for worse. And honestly, it might just be for worse because a lot of people don't know how to write very well in the first place. One other area that I'm seeing that this is happening a lot of is in recruitment and talent sourcing. You might have been reached out to by a robot lately, or reached out to by something automated to submit your resume and set yourself up for an interview. And so we're now at the phase where, for a lot of probably common jobs, AI will end up taking over. And on the other side, you're also seeing a lot of people who are submitting their resumes and job applications with AI, and that in itself is creating a little bit of a tough time as well. If you have any questions, please ask them in the webinar chat or use the Q&A function. I'll be watching those as closely as I possibly can and uh, as we answering those questions as we go through with this webinar. AI is also a huge part of our future here, really as a world, right? And so this is not a political statement. This is more so of just observations from the last couple of months. Before Donald Trump became or took the mantle of being president again, he appointed entrepreneur and VC David Sachs to be his crypto and AI czar. And on day one, he announced a $500 billion investment with Project Stargate featuring OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle. And if you're a tech company in the AI space, you're also noticing that a lot of these companies that contributed to President Trump one way or another are also getting a lot of government contracts. On the other side, you're also seeing a lot of AI being infused into various departments in the legislative, or not the legislative, in the executive branch. Not companies, but agencies have been ordered to think of ways to use AI to save money and streamline operations with a deadline of, I think, sometime next year to figure out how everything will work together. And so that's also a part of the effort to save money, but also to try and innovate our government processes. In the meantime, we're also seeing various investments that are being made as President Trump goes around the world, and also competition from other competing AI models, such as DeepSeek, which claims to do AI for a lot cheaper. But the bottom line of all of this is basically this, is that the time to learn AI is now. And so I encourage all of you to figure out what it is that you need to learn these AI skills so that you can be more indispensable, whether it's just getting started on ChatGPT, learning something more advanced like Replit, or even building things like AI influencers and so forth. So You'll hear this here, you'll hear this many times again. AI is the future, right? It's becoming a platitude, but it's what it is. And even though we may get somewhere where we don't necessarily hit the moon and all of our jobs are automated, we will land in the stars, just like we did with cloud computing, just like we did with social media, the sharing economy, and every other tech trend that we've seen over the last 30 years. And so the other thing we're going to say is that your job may not be lost to AI, but it might be lost to someone who knows how to use it. And so while it's going to create a lot of disruption and destroy many jobs, it's also going to create a lot more along the way. And so positioning yourself with AI skills is going to be incredibly critical. And so it's going to lead to a lot of new businesses. It's going to lead to a lot of new skills and a lot of people. And so, what can you do to create a future with it? Right? And so that's going to be important. And so, yeah, if you're looking for certifications, if you're looking for ways to bring it into your career, I would say in this case, honestly, that AI is best done when you practice it and you put it in practice. And this is what I've done with my own ChatGPT instance. Um, my thing is, and so, yes, I know you're interested in creating an AI-based agents, products, or services. I am looking to create an AI agent course and offer that to this community at some point here in the next couple of months. And so we'll see how that is executed upon. Maybe we'll probably do it in the fall so that more people can be engaged since it is the summer vacation timeframe. But going into this slide, what I'm saying is I've also created AI, or rather custom GPTs inside of ChatGPT to help with certain tasks. And so I have the Albert Career Coach Wizard, which includes my LinkedIn. It includes my resume, and what it does is it helps with developing career advice and creating career related content that will help me land my next job or help me prepare for my next interview. The other thing that I've created that's of interest, and there are many more to this list, is something called the Mujeres de Acción Grant Writer. And so my girlfriend owns a nonprofit, and I created a custom GPT for her because I wanted her to create her I wanted her to create her grants a lot quicker. And so basically, this is an ideation document and a marketing document, or rather, an ideation GPT and a marketing GPT that helps her promote her nonprofit at a faster pace and really so more people can donate and she can impact the community in the way that she wants. And so you might be wondering, how do you get started with AI? The next three slides after this are calls to action before we do a little bit of a demo. And so there are a few things here that you can do. Number one is you can attend our Career Transition Conference. It is live in San Francisco on Wednesday, July 9th from 4:30 to 9 o'clock at the House of Web3 in the Presidio. We do have a virtual option as well. So for those of you who may be abroad and want to also attend this conference through Zoom, you can do that too. And so, what are you going to do at this conference is you're going to hear from a distinguished panel of speakers on how to use AI and Web3 technologies in your job search and your career. You can network and socialize and connect with professionals who are learning the same things, both in the Zoom chat and live at the event if you do it. And so if you put your phone up, you're going to get your way over to the Eventbrite page. And so there's going to be a variety of different speakers at this event. We're going to learn everything from Web3 technologies in the job search space, like job boards, all the way out to creating custom GPTs for your career, which I'm going to show you in a moment here, all the way out to creating agents that you'll do as well. And so we do this in partnership with GeoBrowser, WeHeartSF, and the Workforce DAO. And so, yeah, if you have some time, whether you're international or whether you're local or whether you're domestic, we have a way for you to attend. And if you're there, I'd love to meet you. I'll be leading a session as well. If you're somebody who's learned a little bit of AI already, I want to invite you to build a side hustle with your existing expertise. And so we have a webinar called How to Build a Side Hustle with AI in One Weekend. It does link out to a $67 course available on YouTube. The QR code itself goes to our YouTube video because I want you to learn and understand whether this is for you first. But basically, what you're doing is you're combining the power of your industry knowledge that you've built up over years of honing your craft, as well as the existing content that you have, including your LinkedIn profile and other content, to create a consulting firm that you can launch really by Monday if you decide to go into this course today. So that's another thing. And then the final third thing that I've launched here is the weekly AI newsletter. I call it the Albert's List AI newsletter. It's not that creative, but the way we would position ourselves is if you were to take last week tonight and you were to make it meet your AI future. And so, what does that mean? It's basically last week's AI news, but something that we've been able to think about on a little bit more and offer you the opportunity to really think about how it affects your career. And so, what you're going to get from me in this newsletter every single week, it drops on Tuesday, are AI insights, prompts, and new technologies that you should check out. Right now, the newsletter is free. I'm just launching it on Beehive. And then I'm going to charge a handy dandy nifty $3 a month there. And so feel free to sign up. I want as many people on this as possible so I can impact you and impact you positively. And so the next thing here is what we're going to do is we're going to go to the fun part, which is we're going to show you how to use AI in a demo. And this is important because I feel like we all come here not to hear about AI. The real gift is where you learn how to use AI and use it effectively. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do two things today. One is we're going to learn how to build a website with a tool called Replit. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to strategize your career with ChatGPT. So what you're going to leave with, at least I hope, is the ability to learn how to use these technologies or see what's available with these technologies. All right, so who's with me here? Who's excited to see what this looks like? Okay, so I'm hoping you can all see my screen. And by the way, if you are here and chatting, make sure you are typing to everyone versus hosts and panelists. I am the only person that can see hosts and panelists, so it doesn't really matter. So you won't be able to actually see something. It's one maybe that won't matter. So I wanted to give you all an idea here of Replit. So Replit is something new. The industry term for it these days is called vibe coding. And what vibe coding is basically is that you are developing web apps and you're developing just apps in general that you can do to that you can then deploy out there into the real world. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you one way to do this. Um, since we are on a career-based webinar, I think one of the most important things that everyone should have is a personal or is a career website. So what I'm going to ask Replit to do is I'm going to say design a landing page for my career uh, that showcases my background experience, projects, and capabilities. And I can say I am a product marketing manager. Actually, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna probably show you what an existing project looks like. Because you could also create landing pages for businesses, like for example, if you have a taco shop or if you sell something on eBay, you could create a landing page for that too. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and hit enter. And so the thing about Replit is that it's got code bases built in, and it also has, I think it runs on one of these apps like Perplexity or so forth. And what it does is, yes. And what it does is it takes from that level of knowledge and it shows you how to do that. Yes. Okay. So in the event description, you're saying that I also will show you how to get airline tickets and tasks that you can't remember. So yeah, you can sort of do that in ChatGPT. It's something that I'm trying to figure out like how it truly works. I have one that gets me tickets to Bali on a weekly basis, at least giving me an email that does that. So it is I'll see what I can find it. So here we are, by the way. With this, it is giving you a visual preview. And you can obviously Let's see, approve the plan. So I should go ahead and approve the plan actually. And so what it's already doing here before I was able to approve the plan was it started building the website and it's already built copy here. And what you need to do as the now web developer or the vibe code developer is um, is you can go ahead and you can edit all these pieces as necessary and then make those updates from there. And so as you can see, it's already added her experience, and then it's also got featured projects, and a lot of this is all photos just uh, shared from the web. But you can add your own images as you go through things and update the code. And so, yeah. And so the thing about this is that makes it different is that it used to take hours upon hours and maybe even weeks to put a website like this together. With AI and with Replit, you can now do this all while I speak to you in the range of, let me see, 2 minutes ago, right? So it's already given this to me in 2 minutes. And so if you're a web developer, I think one of the things to consider is that if you do simple websites like this as a web developer, you are eventually going to be out of a job. But if you are somebody who builds much more complex apps, then you are going to be somebody who then you're going to be somebody who uh, who will still have a job for a long time to come. And so you might be wondering as you look at this, where do the files exist? And so these are where the files come from. And if you're interested in downloading these to your own server and working with them here, you can download this folder as a zip file. Or if you're looking to finally take this and put this somewhere else, you can deploy it to the cloud virtually with Replit. And so that will allow you to, build from there. And so that's actually not the only thing that you can build with Replit. You can also build video games. You can build Google Chrome plugins. And with those things, you'll just have to remember that um, you need to that you also need a database to store all of this within. And so if you don't necessarily know how those things are built either, you'll have to learn along the way to do that as well. All right, cool. So that's Replit. Does anyone have any questions about Replit? Is anyone impressed? Um, and so forth? Okay, so let's see. Anthony asks, I purposely tried to limit my personal information on the web, including shared cloud drives for photos. If we use Replit, does that require to put up more stuff online, or does Replit do a good job for those of us who grew up in the online privacy and data sharing world? Um, I actually don't know about that. I don't th I think if you put your photo here, you could also probably develop your website without a photo of yourself if you wanted to. Um, you can say something along the lines of, I want to remain anonymous. Please delete the photo from this Replit prompt. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so please delete my monitor is deciding to freeze at this moment. Um, let's see if it turns back on. There we go. Cool. So Replit is not free to use. Replit is $15 a month or $180 a year. And I would say for the time that you save from doing all this type of work, it is absolutely worth the money. I haven't deployed anything yet. It is something that I want to do. And it is something that I'll eventually get to. And so okay, so now it is rebuilding the website and it is getting rid of. Uh... So, Steve, the reason why you would do that is because you want to have a place that you can own. Because maybe LinkedIn won't be around for the rest of our days or lives, you know? It's hard to say. I mean, Microsoft is doing just fine, but I'm also just using this as a regular example too. So I'll go out into the home page here and I'll just show you what else you can create. I've created a lot of different things along the way. And so let's see here. Boop, boop. So I created a taco website a while back, and so I'm just going to show you what this looks like too, right? So if you own a taco truck, if you own a small business, Replit can be here to really help you get your website up and running and quickly. And so this is a website that I built called Albert's Tacos. Um, a lot of it is still gobbledygook here, but at least it's something that you can work with to show what is possible with the power of AI. So I hope I'm jogging some ideas, some brainstorming, and inspiring some of you to see what's possible. I remember seeing Replit on one of these webinars for the very first time many months ago, and it really actually encouraged me to get this and try it out. Um, yes. So can I clarify the difference between ChatGPT and Replit for automating tasks and creating things? So, ChatGPT can create things. Um, I would say task automation is not necessarily a piece of it that um, task automation is not necessarily what ChatGPT is better at as much as its creation, idea, and ideation. Replit, on the other hand, is here to help you create and help you really take something to from idea to something real. Yes, so you can export the code from Replit and you can customize it yourself. So you have the files here, right? And if you go into the Git folder, you'll see objects and um, you'll see the index site here. And here's, I think, some of the HTML code that I think you could play around with, although I don't really know what this is. But yeah, you can definitely see the code in here and uh, and see what is available to you. So for those of you who already know how to code and code really well, I think that Replit will help you go to market faster. And you can also use your technical capabilities and background to be a better be a better evaluator of the code. I myself do not have a coding background, so there are certain limits to how much I can do and what I can do. So let's see. How will the jobs in data analytics and data science and product evolve? I think data analytics and data science are gonna still continue to be hot, especially as AI continues to be hot. I think courses to take, probably the courses that you can find on LinkedIn and Coursera and so forth. I think having real world experience, so if you can get yourself an internship or a contract to really start out, will be a really great way to gain the experience that you need. Yeah. Okay. So. My monitor continues to malfunction, so let me make sure that this can get back to where I want it to be. But yes, let me know if I've answered your questions along the way, and if you have any other additional questions that I can help with. All right, so I am trying to get my screen back up and connected because I want to show you how ChatGPT can work. Okay, so you can all see my screen again. And so this is my instance of ChatGPT. I have done a lot of really I have done a lot of things here over the years and really over the years by like 2 to 3 years. And so I have everything from the grant writer that you see on the right side to a career coaching wizard to even my wedding planning that I've put in here so I remember who I'm inviting to who I'm inviting to the event. So one thing here that you'll want to do is if you have ChatGPT and you have the free version of it and so forth, one thing that you could do is you can go ahead and you can add your files, you can add your LinkedIn. I've added my resume from last year, and ChatGPT makes a really, really great career coach. And one of the things that you can use it to do is you can use it to strategize everything from where you should go find your next job, all the way out to preparing for an interview, to figuring out what kind of companies you can work at. So I already have a career coach wizard that I've created here long ago. It consists of these two documents plus some of the writing samples that I've done as well. And so one thing that you can do is you can say, I am on a job hunt. Attached are my resume and my LinkedIn. Um, and one of the best things that you can do on ChatGPT is to tell ChatGPT to act as if they are somebody. So you can say, act as if you are a career counselor, and help me strategize my job search. Um, and I'll go into that actually in a moment, Mohammed. Mohammed is asking, how do you create a custom GPT for the career coach? And so what I'm going to do is help me strategize my job search, identify roles that I should apply for, companies that I should consider, and improvements to my profile that will make me a more competitive candidate. And so what you can also do here along the way is you can search the web because I think ChatGPT only goes until July of last year. And so if you have it search the web live and in real time, it will help you look up more recent information. Okay, so okay, so it doesn't see my resume or my LinkedIn. So let's try this again. So we're gonna go ahead and add from photos and files. We're gonna go and let's go to desktop. Actually, let's click my resume here. Some of these are okay. So this is my resume. Here's my resume. Can you see it? Okay. So, okay, now, huh, that is strange. It is not functioning in the way that I want it to function. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go ahead and uh, download my resume. I'm going to open my resume and I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste everything in here. Okay. And you can do that too. All right. So it's going to take that. And so it has an idea of what it is that I want. Um, and so it's going to give me startups to consider, ideal roles, places to go, and then also profile improvements and so forth. And so, this is the strategic piece of it. And so if you want to turn this into a custom GPT, I'm also going to show you how this works as well. So we're going to go into GPTs here. We're going to go to My GPTs, and we're going to scroll down to um, we have more GPTs than we know what to do with here. But we have the Albert's Career Coach Wizard. And what we do here is we click on Edit GPT. And what we have here is the name, the description of what it does. And then I've worked with ChatGPT to give instructions on how to act, and also how to analyze the user resume, the LinkedIn profile, and so forth. And then there are additional conversation starters. And what you'll notice here too is that I've downloaded my resume, my profile, and so forth. And so each of these things are things that based on things that I've uploaded here in the past, I can go ahead and I can go ahead and test it by going into it and we'll go into here. And if because it has my LinkedIn profile, what I'm going to have it do is I'm going to have it help me prep for a product marketing interview. And so what you can do here, this is the paid version of ChatGPT. So this is ChatGPT Plus at $20 a month, and custom GPTs are available through there. And so it, so one other thing I can do is I can have it prep for a product marketing interview. What I can do is I can say I am preparing for a generic job at Meta as a product marketing manager. I'm going to say scan my resume and LinkedIn and provide me the following. We'll say column A, question type, including star, hypothetical, fact, personal. Column B, the question itself. Column C, what the question is asking for. Column D, um, the a bullet point, a bulleted list of answers I can give based on my past experience. And then column E, the verbal answer I should practice. And I should say the following in a 5 column table. And so what it's going to do is it's going to help you prepare your interview in a way that you may have not ever seen, right? And so what used to happen back when we were pre-generative AI is we would spend days upon days thinking about interview questions that employers would ask us. We would pour through job descriptions and we would wonder whether there was alignment or not. And now with generative AI, what you can do is you can get question types, you can get the question itself, you can figure out what the question is asking for, the answers that you can use based on those questions, and then the verbal answer that you can give um, based on those answers. And of course, you need to refine this because not all of this data is true. I know this is not true. It did not derive it because it's not a launched product yet. But you can basically take this and then build upon it and then give the type of answer that give the type of answer that will help in terms of making sure that you have all the clear answers when it is that you do your job search. So, any thoughts on this so far? If you have a question, please drop it in the webinar chat or the Q&A and I can answer it from there. Awesome. So we were also asking a little bit earlier about buying plane tickets and buying items. And so I want to also do a little bit of that as well. One of the newer things about ChatGPT that ChatGPT has added is the ability to buy things online and also get product recommendations. That's something that they've added in the last 2 months. So you can say something along the lines of, oh, a personal prompt. What do you mean by a personal prompt? Okay. So what I did before, so the product marketing interview prompt, this is basically using my career coach wizard, and I'll go ahead and I'll copy the link into the chat here. And what I did was this already has my resume and it has my LinkedIn. And because it can read from that, I said I'm preparing for a generic job at Meta as a product marketing manager. And so I told it to scan my resume and provide me the following in a 5 column table. And so what I can do from here is I can also say, uh, great. Now I want you to give me a mock interview. Ask me one question at a time, and I will give you an answer. Then evaluate my answer and tell me how I can improve. And say, let's see, give me a mock interview. Act as if you are a hiring manager at Meta for product marketing. And so it's going to ask you one question at a time, and you can answer this question. And so I don't know if this is actually, tell me about a time. So you can answer this question, and then it'll give you the feedback. Yeah. So how did I create um, so for job searching tasks, okay, so how did I create the wizard? So here's what I did. I went to GPTs, and this is in the plus version of ChatGPT, which is $20 a month. And I created a custom GPT. And what I created in that custom GPT was the following. I gave instructions on how to act. I uploaded my files, and then I tested it here inside of the Career Coach Wizard to make sure that it worked. And then I went ahead and published it. And I determined what model that I wanted it to have as well. And so that is, and so this is going to give you, and you can use various models. Some models are better than others for it. But if you're looking for quick execution, GPT 4.1 mini or 4.5 is really good. If you really want advanced reasoning, then that might get it to be more complicated. Replit is used for creating a website. That is correct. So, Replit, I'm just using the idea here as creating a professional website, portfolio website that you can have so that you can have your own place online and show that you can build skills with AI. So, and then ChatGPT, what we're doing here is we are developing strategies. And so what we're doing with this particular career trend, or not career transition, but this career coach wizard, is it's helping me strategize my job search and uses AI as a career advisor to help me become better and help me hit my goals. Okay, so I was just mentioning here that you can also use ChatGPT as a purchasing tool, or rather as a purchasing researcher. A few weeks ago, I used ChatGPT to look for an electric toothbrush, and I got one that was really highly recommended, and so that was really, really cool. I have an existing chat here, I believe, that gets me tickets to Bali. So I want to see if this actually continues to show up. So this one is one that um is one that I think I wrote a long time ago. Um yeah, so I don't know, can I link this? I can share this. So if you're looking for the cheap plane tickets, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this. I am not using a free model for this. I'm using ChatGPT paid. Can you use ChatGPT to create a website for you? You can have it create the code, but it's much better to use Replit because Replit is directly going to create it for you and give you that visual element for it. So yeah, this is a weekly flight task where I can give it that task to do that, and then look for an email summary that sends every Monday at 9 a.m. Um, this is a really interesting one, and it just yeah, it continues to send that through. So check this out. But if you're looking for anything else, you can also say something along the lines, I am looking for uh, home office gadgets that I can use to be more efficient with my time. Can you suggest a few products and link me to the best deal for them? Um, Ideally, I am looking for keyboards, a mouse, and anything else you can think of. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to search the web, and I'm going to use that web search for it to give me links to items and items to products. And so it's now searching the web live, and it's giving me some ideas for things that I could use. Right. And so eventually, we were talking about AI agents. You would be able to tell ChatGPT to go buy these on your behalf, and you wouldn't have to think any further. And so you still have to confirm, obviously, but you can look for a Microsoft keyboard. This is 150 bucks. There's another split wireless keyboard that goes for 150, and you could say, my budget for everything is under $100. Rerun the search and tell me what you find. Um, and so we're gonna run it. And so it's looking for other places, it's searching the web. Yep. And now it's got cheaper things like a Bluetooth wireless keyboard. Uh, yeah. foldable keyboards even. And you can go from there and it can help you with your shopping list. Is ChatGPT good for writing advanced code for us as a data scientist? It might be. I don't know what prompt I would put for this, but because it does have a lot of things in Stack Overflow, it should be able to do it. Do you know how often ChatGPT updates their data? So, their data model, I think, goes back to last June 2024. But if you use the internet search function that they have in here, you can get much more recent data, and that'll help you out a lot. Does AI react just as well if you are very descriptive in your request, or can we be more brief in our requests? I saw an article today saying it reacts better if you are aggressive to it. So the more descriptive you are, the better. If you're giving it a lot of rules and then it can conform to those rules, then I think you're going to end up with a much better outcome. For a lot of star results, they ask for savings. Sometimes in my job, I wasn't taking the time to quantify everything. Can ChatGPT be seen as reliable to infer how much money my work saved? For example, we saved using blanket purchase agreement prices over market-based prices on paying vocational experts at Social Security benefits for 6 years. I don't know how many vocational experts were paid for Social Security and how much hypothetically they would have been paid in various local markets. Any guidance? Okay. Wow, that's a really, really, really specific question. Um, I think I think if you have an idea of how to model that, ChatGPT would be able to do it. So you'd be able to say something along the lines um, let's say for my product marketing interview, I want to write about a product launch in my resume. Um, I don't know how much money it has created, but it was a data analytics software solution. We mainly sold to Fortune 500 companies and closed five of them for multi-year deals. Can you act as if you are a financial analyst and predict what our launch revenue could be? This is a total guess out of nowhere, just to see. So it provide the facts, multi-year structure, enterprise to B2B software as a service. And so it gives you an estimated range, right, of between 1.5 million to 7.5 million. And so you can phrase it in a way that gives you a range and go from there. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So you can get some ideas based on it with some really round back of the napkin math. So cool. All right. I come from a non-IT background. Could you recommend a brief roadmap for someone who wants to learn and explore career opportunities in the AI domain? Okay, so what is your current area of work that you are doing? I think it really depends. So, like, if you're in marketing, maybe you could market AI software. If you're a nonprofit, maybe you could go and work for a nonprofit that wants to democratize AI access. If you're a human person, maybe you can sell AI software. It really depends on what it is. So, banking back office work. Uh, hmm. You could probably become like a somebody who helps consult others on AI. I'm not entirely actually sure what back office work at a bank could help you translate into. You could maybe do operations. Yeah. So can I share my job search code agent that I created for my ChatGPT? Yeah, let me see. Go back in here. We'll go to my GPTs. We'll go to the career coach wizard. Although basically what it is, and I'll just link you to this. This is actually this is a very generic career coach wizard. So what it should actually do is um you should go into your custom GPT and you should click either create a GPT or you should click edit the GPT. And what I've created here is pretty much this GPT to act as a career advisor, conversation starters that you think are tailored to your needs, and then the knowledge base that you create for yourself. Um, yeah. Yep. All right, so we're a little bit past the top of the hour. I know some folks are heading out. I hope this has been helpful to you and that you've learned a few things or two. We'll be following up with some of the resources as well and inviting you to join our newsletter. So I hope to see some of you there. And we're going to be continuing to do this webinar on a monthly basis where we share AI knowledge and strategies so you can be indispensable in your career wherever you may be. If this was helpful, please let me know in the chat. If it was not helpful, please let me know in the chat as well so I can improve it for next time. I want it to be very execution based and learning based so that we can all learn together. I'm glad. Okay, great. It was helpful. You're looking forward to more. Thank you for the presentation. Thank you for coming. And wonderful. All right, we will see you all soon. And there are many, many other webinars that we are going to be doing here in the future on AI. And we will see you all very, very soon. Have a great, wonderful evening, everybody. And we will see you at the next one. Goodbye.